Welcome to Road to 100 Million, where we are on a mission to impact over 100 million lives to achieve their dreams. Welcome to the second episode of Road to 100 Million, where we are on a mission to impact over 100 million people's lives to achieve their dreams. I'm here with my co-host, Jacob Valdellon, today, and today we're going to go into a little bit of Sunday accountability. Now, these are calls that me and Jacob have been doing all last year. We've constantly are consistent on them, and these are something that we thought, might as well share what we're learning, because there's a stigma around entrepreneurship and being successful, and people showing how easy it is, and on Instagram it's very easy to just make your life look like it's a lot better than it actually is.
Yes.
There's really no vetting process to see,
Yes.
oh, maybe this guy, you have no clue. So what I wanted to do is really show entrepreneurs the truth, the real raw behind what we do. Like, even with all the personal growth that we have had, the complete transitions that we ourselves have had, we still have tons and tons of problems, or I don't even want to call them problems, but lessons that we're learning and constantly trying to improve on every single week. So I wanted to go through and share these, and hopefully that through our own experiences, our own ways of trying to become the best versions of ourselves, maybe you could learn something from it or take away something from it. And so I just wanted to share these with you guys. I appreciate you all for listening, and let's get started.
Let's get right into it. So, guys, we usually start these calls with 3 questions and then a blind spot. And so for this straightforward, what would something you do or change from the last 7 days to make your week a little bit better and more efficient?
Last 7 days, definitely putting more attention and intention towards my sleep. This is a lesson that I've already learned, and I've kind of let slip a little bit, because I noticed it was getting harder and harder throughout the week to keep up with my 4 a.m.s and my morning routines. And so it's because I then sat down and realized, oh, you know what? Like, I haven't been doing my wind down routines. I haven't been going to bed at the exact same time each night. Like, so I just haven't been putting enough attention to my sleep. And so that's something that I would probably change this past week, because in order to perform at that peak performance level that I want to execute at every single day,
Right.
I need to make sure that I'm also getting the rest that I need in order to perform at that level. So I think that would be one thing that I would change in the past 7 days.
Nice. So sleep is very important. I can really resonate to that. For me, I was out of my alignment, right? So I was good and I was in a flow for a good couple weeks, but then I lost it. And that's where we talked a little bit about motivation and inspiration. We don't have to get into that, but I felt out of my flow, and my sleep and my values were totally off. So for me, I would change the same thing. I just felt like I was hitting a good mark and on fire for 2-3 weeks. And then this last 7 days, I started doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing, right? And through that, one decision led to another. And I just felt like I came off these last 4 days in a downward spiral. But we had a call, and now I'm back on it, back in my flow, and aligned back with my values. So just for me, I would echo on that and just study my sleep.
Gotcha. And I also want to touch on a little bit on your values, because I want you to explain a little bit, what part of your values were out of line, and how were those being out of line affecting that sleep? Because for anyone normal, I think you and me are fucking psychos. So, and for anyone normal that doesn't breathe
Understand
through
that.
their values every single day,
Right.
can you explain a little bit on what exact values were you trading off or not
Right.
aligned with, and why they were affecting your routine or your flow?
Gotcha. So there's 4: personal, experiential, giving, and receiving. My personal values were off. I was working when I shouldn't be working, and I should be when I should have been sleeping at certain times. Experiential values, I was going out there and spending time with my family, which was good, but I wasn't paying attention to my calendar and being disciplined with my night routine, my wind down. When I wasn't being intentional with my wind down, it pushed off those extra couple hours that I would stay up past, and then it push my 4 a.m. to a 6 a.m. and then I'm totally thrown off. But one thing that I learned is that you got to get back to center fast. No matter how many seconds you waste in the morning, you have to reinvest that time and double down to make sure the rest of that day is executed on. So that's where I'm at right now. I was off, back to center, get back in alignment. But the quicker you can raise your awareness and get back to center faster is when you'll be more in a flow.
Awesome, man. Beautiful. Yeah. So next question we ask is, what's one thing that you learned this week?
Biggest lesson, biggest takeaway for you. Go ahead, take the floor.
Biggest lesson for me was understanding my own ego, man. You know, I'd say in the last 7 days, it's been a total switch to where I was really nervous about, recording these, getting these out. You're the only person who knows what I've been working on and building for the past, I don't know, 6 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the only one who knows how much I've been working on myself for the past year, right? Sharpening
Right.
my axes and, getting, constantly, investing in myself. So at first he was kind of really nervous because I wanted to be some big shebang, right? I have to do this big, it was a big transition for me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was getting nervous, I want to make sure everything's perfect and everything like that. And then, eventually it's like, I'm like, I got to get out of my own way. I'm like, this is my own ego that's in my way. So it's like, I had to really check myself and make sure that, I'm not standing in my own way. I'm not stopping myself from doing these things. So now, it switched that paradigm to where I'm actually excited to get these out. I'm super hyped because I'm like, you actually told me something, you're doing a disservice, every time that you're not posting anything you're recording or any
Mm-hmm.
time I'm giving a lessons, you're doing yourself a
Mm-hmm.
disservice. You're doing a disservice to people that may need or that can, gain some value or some knowledge from this, from what we speak about, from what we're learning and trying
Absolutely.
to teach, right?
Absolutely.
And so for me, it was like total switch. Like, okay, stop thinking about, how scared or nervous you are to want to come out perfect and how people are going to see it, to where it switched to remember why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Remember, what's the reason that this all, even came about, why we're recording this right now, right? What is the reason,
Right.
and that is to impact over 100 million people. And
Absolutely.
so that's what we want to do. And that's what I had to really check myself on and say, yo, my ego's in the way. I need to focus on why I'm doing this, right? And then so it changed from scared to nervous to I don't know, I want everything to be perfect, to where I'm like, dude, I need to record these now and get
Yes.
everything posted. Like, let's go.
Yes.
We're wasting
Yes.
time. And so it was just such a good switch for me where, now it's like, dude, I don't care how any of these come out. Like, I'm doing it. Like, I know why I'm doing this. And I
Yes.
know that there's someone out there that's going to value from this. That's going to learn from this. That's seeking the guidance that we are trying to provide. Right.
Absolutely.
So that would definitely be the biggest lesson for me in the last 7 days. And, it's just, getting out of my own way.
Nice. I mean, you've taught me that, I'd say over 10, 20 times. I've been in my own way so much these last half years, 8 months, or whatever we've been doing. So it's a lesson I'm continually learning. But these last 7 days for
Yeah.
myself, I would say being present. My mom and dad, like I said, I don't know if I said earlier, but my mom and dad are moving off to Texas, right? So I would have to be more present. That's something I've always battled with in the past as well. But I was able to really learn that enjoying my family and experiencing time well spent, taking my mom out to lunch or hitting a golf ball with my dad and my brother, those moments are invaluable. So it's hard. So if you feel like you're moving 100 miles an hour, just realize there's a life you can live in this moment right now. So look around and maybe you're looking at your phone too much, or maybe you're lost in Netflix episodes, or maybe you just don't really pay attention to your girlfriend or your spouse, or pay attention to anything outside of you. Take a minute, just like they say, stop and smell the roses. For me, I would just go. I need to just go out there and really enjoy and be present in all these um, day-to-day activities, even if it's just my drive to the gym, or if I'm even at the gym. How could I crush my workout? How could I be more present? So that's one thing I learned these last 7 days as well.
Amazing. Amazing. No, definitely. Being present is just one of the biggest things that, has changed. I've seen a huge change, just for you alone. Your brain moves like 1,000 miles per hour. I could say one thing and you're ready, like, what? Like, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. Look at, you're already doing it. Slow down. Slow down. Enjoy, right?
Yes.
Be present.
Yes.
Stop
Yes.
thinking so much about the future. If you're thinking about so much about the future, you're going to start having anxiety. That's
Yeah.
what happens when you start thinking about the future so much. You start getting anxiety. When you start thinking about the past, you start getting resentment,
Yeah.
right? So when you are present, it's so easy just to enjoy the moment. Especially that's why gratitude is such an important like
Huge.
value to practice.
Hmm.
And I say practice because it's a practice. It isn't just, oh, I'm grateful for today, and then you're like, oh, next year I'll say it
Every
again.
day. Yeah.
So it's like it's a constant practice to be present and sit in that moment of gratitude, and just that moment of just being. You're live. You're breathing. You can see. You can walk. You're healthy. So really taking that in and being present in each moment, like you said, creating the experiences with your parents. You could have been like, oh man, I don't want to be here. Like helping them move and doing all this, and
Right.
blah. And then right as soon as you clicked, you were like, no, wait, I get to be my parents. I get to
Yes.
spend this time with them. I get to help them.
Yes.
And it's a total switch, and you create that experience of, I had a beautiful day with my parents, helping them out right before they moved. Like, so nice to see them before they moved to
Yes.
Texas. Like, you create that paradigm switch of perspective, and I think that's one of the most important things for sure.
To all our listeners out there, like I'm relearning this lesson when he tells it back to me. I'm eating this up. Like that was so good. But so we go, like I said, something you would change, the biggest lesson. And now I want to know, Andrew, what was something that was super amazing to you these last 7 days?
um, super amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing that, everything come to fruition. It's like I'm right before that moment of just pressing posts and letting everyone know who I am, because like I said, nobody knows this Andrew. All they know is the freaking degenerate that's been partying for the last 4 years, like constantly. Like that's all everyone knows.
Oh
Like
man.
nobody, like it was weird. Like I literally used to go out, and if I was sober, people would be like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I just haven't drank anything. And like that's when I realized, like, oh shit, okay, something's got to change. Like everyone just knows
Yes.
me as drunk me. Like, but so nobody knows me.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who this is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out and they're like, who the
What
like
happened to
what?
Andrew? Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
so
a pleasant
for me,
surprise, though. Pleasant surprise.
yeah, it's definitely a pleasant surprise, I hope. But no, man. So I'm just excited for people to actually, know who I am. I'm excited to share and try to help and impact so many people and
Yeah.
connect with so many, because I know it's just going to attract more people that are trying to do the same things, whether
Mhm.
they're seeking guidance and we can give that to them, or whether they're same people trying to actually have an impact on this world,
Yeah.
and we can collab with, we can work together with. So I'm just excited to really, what I think is amazing is that I get to share who I am. That's another huge get to. I get to share who I
Hmm.
am with everyone,
Yeah.
So I think that's just so amazing. And seeing everything finally come together. You've seen me go through that kind of suffering period where
Yeah.
since October, like I was like, all right, well, I got to build this entire infrastructure. I gotta brand everything. I gotta get all the content. I gotta,
Oh my
build all
gosh.
the sales
Funnels, click,
funnels,
all that,
dude.
dude.
Oh my goodness, so
Everything.
much.
You
And I had to
put
teach myself
you
everything.
had to.
Okay,
You were
I didn't
jumping through
know. I didn't
hoops.
know everything. Even
Yes.
with
Yes.
videography, I taught myself everything.
Yes.
So I was going through that kind of suffering stage of like learning and learning and learning, and so it kind of took a toll. But what I didn't realize was that exponential growth factor of the
Mhm.
end of it.
Mhm.
Not seeing, thinking I'm just like turning my wheels, and then to see, the change into, oh shit, we're almost there.
Dude.
Everything's done. Like I
Dude.
just gotta, we just gotta film these. We gotta get these out.
Yep.
So it's like I'm just so excited for people to know who I am now, and to be able to share my stories and my lessons and my experiences, and to see, how many people can we actually help, and how many people can we actually impact, right?
Huge.
Impact as in changing their lives,
Yeah.
changing their perspective,
Yeah.
pushing them forward, helping them get through a tough time. So it's like, I think that was just so amazing to be able to, finally see everything getting to the last bits where it's just like, we're just almost ready to press post,
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm
Yeah.
just so hyped and so happy to be able to share what I've learned with the world.
Let me speak. I have two things to say about that. One is I'll start with consistency flip. Right now, Alan talks about this, right? You put 10 effort in, you get zero return. Eventually, the more you're consistent with it, you go 9-1, 8-2, 7-3, 6-4, 5-5. Now you're putting as much effort in, you're getting much return. Right now, you're in that early stage, right?
Yep.
All I know is that if you do this long term, you're putting in one effort, you're getting 10x return. So I'm watching it happen. So all the second thing I wanted to talk about is I've watched this guy. So not everyone knows who Andrew is. I feel like I know Andrew as much as Andrew knows Andrew. Okay, so
Probably better.
I've watched this guy. One thing I can say, and I can attest to his growth, is that you can't grow as big as the person who's leading and teaching you. So this guy's not only had to work on himself to teach me how to grow, so I know that he could help a lot of people because when I met him in August, it was at Molly's Super, and I think Upland or something. And that since that
Mm.
day, August 1st, I've just hit a new echelon of success in so many areas of my life. Right? Andrew taught me how to teach lessons through stories, and he taught me how to get rid of my ego. There's so many things that you're going to learn throughout this journey, and I could be just the first person to leave a 5-star Yelp review on his coaching or whatever, or this entire thing. Because my life's literally changed, and he's watched it happen in front of his own eyes. And I can only say that it's through his lessons and through Dave and through being connected to the source that you can really make a difference in your life. So that's absolutely huge for me. Something amazing. Before we run out of time, I have top three, right? A top performers meeting. I was able to surround myself with top performers in my company because, like I said, I'm learning through lessons through Andrew and I'm applying what he's
Rookie
teaching
of the
me.
year. Here he goes.
Rookie of the year. I'm closing multiple deals a month now in real estate in my first and second month in business. That's unheard of for the cookie cutter average realtor, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, what else? Number two, I'm amazing. I get to spend time with my family. Those were unrefundable minutes that I would love to reinvest in my family over and over again. And number three, I just was able to get some free Chipotle, and I let the universe give me my receiving values. It was just muy fire, and then I just went and bought a scratcher and won $5 because Andrew gave me the right number. So I'm allowing things to come through me with appreciation for others, and that was super duper amazing. So Andrew, what are your blind spots for this week?
Blind spots for this week. Something that I did realize and that, I didn't even think that I still, had problems with, but it's just raising the awareness to it was a sense of scarcity.
Hmm.
I'm actually leaving tomorrow. I'm going to be gone out of town for a work trip to Vegas, and we're going to be doing like all day trainings
Let's
with all the
go.
top people
Yeah.
and some huge entrepreneurs coming and, speaking with us and doing, meeting up. We're even doing like a give back thing where we're helping the homeless,
Wow.
So we got an entire weekend planned of, total fun events and learning and just team bonding and everything else. But I still had a sense of scarcity almost when I was, because everyone's kind of putting in a bunch of money for this and then
Mhm.
for the team. And I had a sense of scarcity where I was like, kind of fearful. Like I don't want to let go of the money, right? It's just like, should I be spending this on Vegas? Like in this
Right.
trip, do I need to go?
Right.
And I'm like, wait, you fool. Like you're investing in yourself. You're not spending this money at the bar. You're not spending it on some
Huge.
stupid, I don't know, just fucking random shit on Amazon. Like this is investing in yourself. You are
Yes.
doing this to get around these big people and to learn from them and continue to learn and be a student.
Yeah.
And so I had to like check myself real quick and say, whoa, 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 yo, stop worrying about that. This is an investment in yourself. You're thinking of scarcity. You're thinking of a world that, of a world of not enough.
Yep.
Right. And, I need to get back to that place of more than enough
Right.
of everything for everyone. Right.
Mhm.
There's more than enough opportunity. There's more than enough money. There's never been a shortage of money in the entire world. It's just been the distribution of that money that's the
Absolutely.
problem.
Absolutely.
But there's never been a shortage, and it's so like, yo, like don't worry about those things. Like little shit like that still gets me, and I'm like, yo, I got to check myself. And I think that was my blind spot,
Yeah.
because I didn't really realize that even until this call, right?
Yeah.
So that was just something that I realized the other night, and I was like, damn, like I thought I had control of this fucking ego thing, right? The scarcity thing, but
Yeah.
nope, you're gonna
Yep.
come back in, and it's like, shit, I know you. Wait a second.
Yeah.
So I was able to put a stop to it and say, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. This is investing in yourself. You're making yourself more valuable.
Mhm.
So this is worth it. Don't worry about it. So I think
Huge.
that would have been my blind spot. What about for
Huge.
you?
I'll speak on that real quick. Last minute here. I'll speak on that real quick. So when it comes to scarcity, you'll never regret investing in yourself. I spent thousands of dollars in Tony Robbins events, going to driven event, all these events I've had. I'll either learn something that I can apply that's going to 10x my business, or I'll meet someone that's going to know someone that's going to 10x my business. So you'll never ever regret making an investment in yourself because you know that you are your best investment. You're gonna give yourself the best ROI. Last couple seconds here, we're about to end this call, but I want to just say for me, my blind spot, it's stop using fear of motivation, right? Stop being motivated by fear
Mm,
and connect to the source, get back into inspiration. I am
yep.
no This week is going to be an inspired week. I already know it. I can feel it. I know that I'm executing on a different level coming this just from today. These next 7 days, ending this, last half of February, we're working on a 12-week goal or 12-week year. I'm going to crush it. So that's pretty much what for me was going to be my blind spot, is getting back into that inspiration. And then let's close it off. 10-second blip, and then just wrap up this call.
10-second blips. Let's see. I think for me, it's just that same thing. When I started learning to get out of my own way, when I got scared about, getting these perfect and having everything perfect to post and to come out with, what I've been doing and what I'm working on now.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, you have to understand why you're doing things. First, you got to know what you want, right? If you don't know what you want, you're throwing darts at a dartboard that you can't see, right? You can't see the target.
Mm-hmm.
So, but understanding why you're doing it. Okay. For me, it was like, oh man, I want this to be good for, everyone who follows me, whether it's an entrepreneur space, people I knew, I've hung out with over the years, I just wanted to be perfect. And I was like, why am I thinking of them? Not in a bad way, like, screw them, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm spending too much time worried about them when I'm not thinking about why I'm doing this and who I'm doing this for.
Absolutely.
Right. It's all the struggling and people who are struggling, whether it's entrepreneurship or regular life, like these are just things that I've never been taught. So when I learned these things, when I started learning these things, it was a whole new world. It was like my eyes finally opened up and I was like, why the hell does anyone, like, no one know this crap? Like, why doesn't the world know about this? And it's like, oh wait, all these freaking entrepreneurs are trying to do it. So, but it really, it was just like, I had to remember why I was doing this.
Yeah.
It's not to try and impress anyone.
Yeah.
It's to help, to try to make an impact on people's lives.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's 100 million people's lives.
Yeah.
We take a long approach on this, a 10-year thing. So it's like just getting out of my way and understanding that I'm doing a disservice to people every time I don't post anything, or I don't try to share this knowledge, because wisdom that isn't shared isn't worth crap, dude. Like, so sharing the wisdom, sharing the knowledge that I've been able to learn through, my mentors that I've been so blessed to have, and and sharing that knowledge, like I shared it with you, and you were able to, have that change. My other mentees, that when I started mentoring people, the impacts that they had on their lives, like, that's my why. That's the impact, that sense of fulfillment I had never felt before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I've never been someone to be a mentor, right? This degenerate for the past 4 years that all he did was freaking party and drink and rage with all my friends at colleges. Like, that's all everyone knows. So it's like, now it's like, holy shit, dude, I got to show everyone who I am now.
Yes. And
share this wisdom, because you're the one who told me that. For the people, Jacob told me, he's like, dude, you're doing a disservice every time you're not posting. You're doing a disservice to people because you're not sharing the knowledge. You're keeping it to yourself. You say you want to mentor a bunch of people. Well, this is the way to mentor the most amount of people, and it's just have the most impact. Right. So that for me is just like getting out there, and that was like probably a 30-second blip, but
it's like a 2-3 minute blip.
but literally just, know your why, know why you're doing what you're doing, and understand what you're chasing after. So it's just get out of your own way, go after what you want, and know why you want it.
Fire. For me, 10-second blip, I'll keep it 10 seconds. I'm gonna just say that
I'm counting.
10-second blip. Let's see. Literally, for me, just off the top of my head, that my life and the quality of my life is because I went out there, got radically humble, and I asked a lot of questions. Those two things changed my life. And by asking a lot of questions, I was learning so many things to take action. Without action, nothing changes. But you have to be the change in your own life to go out there and be a change in other people's. So I'm going to leave that right there. And you can find my Instagram handle down in the show notes. Andrew, please take it away.
Same here. If you guys are looking for a position where you can be mentored by me, as well as some other very high level entrepreneurs, please reach out. And if you have any questions at all, please reach out. I'd love to get on a call and see how I can help you out in any way at all. If you do, same thing, DM me, Andrew Gonzalez on IG, and it'll be in the show notes as well. And you can also email me, andrew@andrewzales.com, with any questions. I will reply to everything. And I just want to thank you guys for listening to this second episode of Road to 100 Million. We're getting somewhere, so we have another one coming up. We're doing 3 episodes a week. So I'm excited for you guys to see the last one. But I just want to thank you guys for being here. And all I ask is that you like, share, and comment with anyone or tag anyone who might benefit from this. That's all we're trying to do is help through, our own knowledge and experience, and, possibly change the world while we're at it. So I thank you guys, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Road to 100 Million. I will see you guys later. Peace.